What's going on, everybody? Ed Zoller here, Teachers Come By Homes, Villa Realty Group with your Funday Monday results. But before we get to that, a couple things to go over with you guys. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to all my fellow fathers out there. I sent out a little email poem that I found that I thought was quite touching. It spoke a lot to me. I lost my father last year. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. A couple things to talk about before we get to the winter results, which I'll make this as quick as possible. I know I talked about real estate in the last Funday Monday, and I don't really want to talk about that, but there are some new changes to our crazy market. You probably heard your house is worth $1 billion, $1 trillion, which very much could have been. But a couple things that did change just in June. So we're in June right now, first 2 weeks of June. Some stats came out when I'm shooting this. Mortgage applications down 23% in 2 weeks. New construction's up 17% in 2 weeks. And so that just tells me a little higher supply, a big drop in demand should help stabilize this market a little bit. So these crazy numbers you're experiencing with your houses that you own, they'll probably slow up and maybe kind of do a little bit of a correction. Also, the mortgage moratorium's up at the end of the month, so there should be quite a few of evictions that happen. I have 3 investors myself who are going to put their house on the market in July as soon as they can evict the people, because now that that's lifted, those people who haven't been paying are either going to pay the back rent or they're going to get evicted. A little change with the market. We'll have to see what happens with June, July, and August, and kind of wait until the fall to see what all this means. But figure out, just share that with you. We are coming up to summer. I do want to address a couple things. Everyone here has a home, which means everyone in Southwest Florida has a AC unit. And so now that the summertime's getting hotter, your AC is running a little bit longer, I just want to give you a little tip that I may have addressed with you when you closed on your home. Maybe I didn't, but you need to hear about this stuff right now. So I got some things on the screen here. So that right there is a condensation line. Every house has it. It's a tube that comes from your condensing unit, whether it's in your garage or in your house. It goes down the house using gravity feed, and it drips out about 5 gallons of water. If your AC is running, this thing's dripping water, quite a bit of water. Well, problem is this tube gets clogged. So everyone inside their unit has a little tube inside as well that you can maybe take a cap off of it. And so what I want you to do, and what I've shopped around, there's a Father's Day special right now at Lowe's where you can get yourself a wet dry vac for $34.98. They said there's like 60 or 70 of them available here locally in Cape Coral. So they're going to be all over the place. Nice Craftsman 3-gallon for $34. They're usually $50-$60. As you can see, it jumps straight up to the $50 range. But a nice 3-gallon unit is what I would recommend, and now that these are on special. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this wet dry vac, you're going to plug it in on an extension cord, take it outside and hook it up to that and turn that thing on for 15 minutes. While you're doing that, you're going to go inside to where you have either a float valve or you have an open tube there, and you're going to pour water into that while that thing is wet, while the wet dry vac, I'm going to do all this with the video here, hooks up to that and sucks out that water. And I'm talking about a big thing of water you're going to pour in there, like a 64-ounce or 32-ounce Gatorade bottle. Slowly pour it in there. Try not to pour it too fast. You could have the water back up into here. After you're done with that, 15 minutes is all you need. That should suck out every single thing that can clog that tube. If that tube gets clogged, or a lizard goes in there and dies, or bees or wasp or whatnot, over here, you're going to have a major problem because the water, that 5 gallons of water, is going to back up into your unit, get sucked into the unit when it's in. It's going to corrode the unit, and it's going to make your AC last half the life that it could. My AC is 16 years old. Everyone said, oh, it's at the end of its useful life after 10, 12 years. It's still running like a champ, cooling at almost a 22-degree differential. So that's what you want to see in brand new units. It's because I say I baby my units. That's why they last a little bit longer, but I don't really baby them. I just stick a wet dry vac on that thing every 6 months, turn on for 15 minutes, pour some water down the tube. After you pour your water, do take a a rag or a paper towel and just soak up any water that would have splashed up in there, because if you do have a float valve, that water might trigger that and the AC won't turn back on. But it's something that you can do. It's super simple, super easy. There's a YouTube video on it, but it's not that hard. A wet dry vac for $34 could save you from spending $4,000 to $5,000 or $6,000 on a new AC, especially now in the summertime. Anyway, so let's get to the Funday Monday results. Here, I got myself a die roller. No, I do not. I need to roll a die. Okay, sorry. I usually have this out there. All right, I'm going to roll an 8-sided die. And we got number 7. Our finalists for this question, which was the man who invented Wonder Woman also invented what? Well, it was the lie detector test, aka the magic lasso that she has that makes people tell the truth. I have Noreen Botcher, I have Pamela Katofsky, I have Chris Zoller, and I have Michelle Cassins. And that 7 I rolled is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We were playing Plinko, and it fell out of there. That is horrible. That is a bad beat right there. All right, Chris Zoller, you have won a $25 gift card at Amazon, and maybe you can use that to go buy your wet dry vac, although the Amazon one's $50, so then you'd be paying $25 for it, where you can just go to Lowe's, keep the $25, buy something else. I don't know. Guys, it's been a crazy month. Happy Father's Day to all my fathers. A couple other things, too. I'll try to keep this under 7 minutes. Your used car, something that happened with me. Your used car is worth more now than it ever has. Even maybe as far back as when you bought it. Depends on what kind of deal you got. I just traded in my 80,000 mile 3-year-old Camry, because I put a lot of miles on cars, that I was going to give to my daughter as her first car. And they offered me almost $16,000 for it. I bought it for $19,000. So after 80,000 miles in 3 years, it only lost $3,000. And that's because of the big chip shortage that's going on right now. There's a huge car shortage. They need your used cars. So if you're thinking of trading, what I did was I bid on a car coming out of this assembly line in Kentucky, another Camry out of the Toyota plant that was on a truck. I had to wait 2 weeks, and I was able to trade my car in, lock in that price. They took about $6-7 off my car. So at the end of the day, I really didn't pay that much for my new car. So if you're thinking of upgrading your car sucks, you really maybe want to look into what CarMax and go online to find out what your Kelley Blue Book value of your car is, and see what the dealerships will offer you, because I was just floored that they were offering me more than what online said they can give me. And you remember CarMax, you don't have to buy a car from them. They will literally take your car and give you the most amount of money for it. If you want to talk about that more in detail, feel free to give me a call, 239-980-2792. Hope you still have my number saved in all your phones. And if you have any questions about real estate in general, you know, I do a lot of stat tracking. I could teach a whole course on this over a course of hours. So I just want to give you little blurbs in there. Feel free to pick up the phone. Summertime's approaching us, so things kind of slow down a little bit. So I'm going to have more time to do stuff like this. Maybe even come up with a new video series that I want to do to start promoting. You know, some other things out there I think are going to save you money. Anyway, happy Father's Day. Enjoy your summer. For my teachers, enjoy your break, even though it's going to be short. And hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you again. Bye-bye.